Good thoughts and actions cannot produce a bad result. Just like nothing can come out of an orange tree except orange. A man sojourned to a certain village and met a person from the village and asked if he said he has heard that people do not succeed in that village. And the man said, yes, they don't. So he left. Another man came and met the same man and said he has heard that people succeed in this village. And he said, yes, they do. It is important what you think, because what you think is a driving force in life. Welcome to another episode of Book Review with Shalom, a place where we dive into the world of books, thoughts, and ideas. Just like I said, it's a place where we dive into the world of books, thoughts, and ideas. Today's episode we'll be looking at As a Man Thinketh by James Allen. Now, this book has been written several years ago but still applies to our daily life. He explained the importance of what you think, what comes into your mind, what you hear. Remember that your thoughts produce 75% of who you are. It has a way of affecting every area of your life. And our author today explains different areas that our thoughts can't influence. He started by explaining the fact that your thought affects your character. You might be wondering why your thought will definitely affect your character. Yes, it does affect your character. He stated the fact that your thoughts are the reasons why you're behaving the way you do. Yes, we have other people who have said that we have our traits inherent, but these traits are controlled by what comes in. They have greater power. Your environment communicates something to your mind, your family, and they keep communicating. Let's take, for example, you have heard about a person who is the society or people around you term that person as a wicked person. You've never seen that person. You've never seen him. You've never conversed with that person. But because people around you have told you that this person is a wicked person, this person does this, and this person is not friendly, the thought you have about this person would produce a character towards that person. And so the first time you meet this person, you will have a defense mechanism where you will tend to relate with that person based on what you have heard about the person. So your thought has given you a different character. You might not really be rude, but you might decide to be rude to that person because of what you have heard about this person. He also mentioned that your thoughts build into character. I said they control your character, but they build into character. A man who is given to drunkenness is not just given to drunkenness because he loves drinking. He's given to drunkenness because he feels drunkenness helps him. He feels if he can get a drink, he'll feel a little bit comfortable. That person doesn't just go into crime because he wants to go into crime or just like that. No, there are thoughts that sponsor that person's action. So first off, remember that your thoughts build into your character. And so be conscious of the thought you have at every point in time. He mentioned the fact that your thoughts affect your circumstances. Things don't just happen like that. Nature has a way of aligning to what you think. Nature has a way of giving you back what you have conceived in your heart. Let me give you an example. Assuming you have been told that in a particular school or in the college you're thinking of going to, people do not come out with good grades. There is a thought. And so you go into that college, you would necessarily not want or to put so much effort because you know that no matter what you do, people don't come out with good grades. So you would go into that place expecting a poor result. And because you have that as a thought, you would get that as your circumstance. You come out of that college and instead of coming out with flying colors or good grades, you come out with a poor result, not because of anything, but because there has been a thought in your mind concerning that college that you are in. He mentioned the fact that our prayers and gratification are answered because they harmonize with our thoughts. So it means that when I pray and when I ask God for something and it doesn't really align with my thoughts, I might not get that. So are you praying for good health and you're just thinking, well, I might not recover from this illness. Well, I might just die or something might just happen. Well, I'm going to go on this journey, Lord, safe journey. And well, if I have an accident, so your prayers will only be answered when they harmonize with your thought. Now, the third point I'll be mentioning is he mentioned the fact that thoughts have an effect on your health and your well-being. They have an effect on your health and your well-being. What One of the best examples I want us to look around is, you see people who have cheerful thoughts, who are always smiling, they don't really grow wrinkles so easily. So you wrinkle because you have thoughts of depression, you have thoughts of fear, and it appears on your facial expression. You might not really be sick inwardly, but it shows on your face. You grow wrinkled, and you might not really be as strong as the other person. Have you been in a situation where you go to the doctor and you're feeling well, just decided to do a checkup, and the doctor tells you, well, we discovered that there's a lump on your breast, or we discovered that there is something growing in your hand, and all of a sudden you begin to feel sick? Because you have conceived that thought for so long in your mind, it begins to make you feel sick. The thought of you being sick, even though at that moment you were not really sick, but the thought of what the doctor has said helps to sponsor ailments in your body. So it is important that you know that thoughts also have a way of affecting your health. Your body is a servant of your mind. So whatever is conceived in your mind, your body would have to react to it. You have to respond to it. So your thoughts are what guarantees your health also. Not just your character, not just any other thing, but your health. So if you must live a healthy life, if you must stay healthy, be conscious of the thoughts that run into your mind, because your body would only display what is inside your mind. Now, the fourth point is thoughts and visions and ideas. If you must be a person of vision, if you must be a person who comes up with ideas, you must have positive thoughts. You can't say you have a vision and all the thoughts you have are negative. How do you expect to carry that vision? Let's take, for example, you want to start a company, and you have a thought in your mind of starting a mega company. Because you have a positive thought, you would go all out to do that. You go out to see that that company is established. But if you start having thoughts of fear because you have a lot of competitors in that area, you might not do the things that you would be able to do if you maintain a positive thought. So thoughts have a way of affecting your visions and ideas. Thoughts that align fearlessly to purpose are a creative force. If your thoughts can align fearlessly to your purpose, to your visions, to your ideas, it becomes a creative force, because your thoughts would help bring forth that idea, that purpose, and that vision that you have. I love the part that it says that your thought will help you, because most times I want to do something, I want to go into a business. If I become so scared, I begin to look at people around who are doing so well in this business, I feel I might not necessarily fit in. But after I read this book and I saw the part that it talks about how my thoughts can help me to achieve those things, I begin to think positively towards whatever I'm going to do. It doesn't matter how many people are doing it. It doesn't matter how many competitors I have out there. I know that if I can align my thoughts to my purpose, I would have a creative force, and I want to work with the force of my thoughts. Lastly, he said serenity. If you must be a person who would come out with so much results in your life, you must have an environment where you have some peace and quiet, where you'll be able to think positively. You must be able to draw strength from nature. You must be able to draw strength from the word of God. You must be able to draw strength from people. Positive energy and a serene environment is what you need to thrive in your thoughts. So remember that as you think, you are in your character, you are in your health, you are in every area of your life. Your body only reacts to the thoughts that are inside of you. Pick a copy of this book. You can also read or listen to the review on how successful people think to help you to think better. And also remember that your thoughts empower you. Stay informed and stay empowered. Bye.
That speech of change so quickly. Jesus Christ. Oh, shut up. Delay now. Stay informed. Stay about.